Hey, welcome back to the channel, Lord of the Rings strategy battle game fans and Lord of the Rings fans in general. Today we're going to be looking at my Mordor army of orcs. Got a pretty good collection here of orcs. Now before we start, we're going to give a shout out to Bernard Hill. Unfortunately, he passed away yesterday. He played King Theoden in the Lord of the Rings movies by Peter Jackson. And it's too bad he died. He was also in Titanic as the captain of the ship with Leonardo DiCaprio. So he went down with the ship in that one. He died in 2 of his movies. But he's more heroic as Theoden. I thought he did an excellent job as Theoden. And my condolences to his family. He was only 79 years old. Would have been nice to talk to him in person, but I never had that opportunity. So anyway, we're looking at my Mortar Army. It's pretty good size here. We have your Common Orcs. We have your Uruks and some commanders. And then we have the Morannon Orcs. I'm using Morannon. I don't know if the pronunciation is correct. Who cares at this point? I'm wrong on a lot of it. So starting with the Common Orcs, I've got them grouped in groups of 12. And there are 6 groups of 12, so there's 72 orcs here. Pretty good number. I wish I had like 300, but what can you do? Now these ones are all plastic, these common ones in the groups of 12. And they came in a box set of either 24 or 12. Now, they only come in, you get 12 poses. And there's 10 infantry and 2 archers. Now I wish there had been like the Gondorian and Rohirrim ones, where it was 8 infantry and 4 archers. Because I think they should be a lot more orcish archers than there actually is. And then they have different... And I try to paint these guys all different. Some of them have different emblems on their shields representing different tribes. Different color schemes on the face. Because the orcs would have that. There'd be variations. They wouldn't all just be the same. There's one company there, another company here. Get the idea of these companies. See some of the shields have different emblems on them. This was the most common type of orc in Mordor that Mordor had. Common Orcs. The general rule of thumb is that you need about 4 of these guys to defeat 1 Dunedain individually. Peter Jackson movies made them too bad. And the Dunedain look like security guards from Star Trek. Always getting killed off. But these guys were no match for the Dunedain. Now I do have several box sets of these. The first one came out of the Lord of the Rings Return of the King strategy battle game box set. I got 24 orcs from there. I also bought a box of 24 Mortar Orcs in the Return of the King, blue one there, and then another box of 12 I paid like $30 for. So back in the day they were relatively cheap. Now you're looking at almost $60 for a box of 24, as opposed to 45 back 6-7 years ago. Now I do have some other orcs. I have a set of 3 orcish archers right here. These are metal. I only paid $7 for these from Fan of the Sport. I was buying... Marty, the guy who owned the store, had a huge collection of this stuff, and he couldn't get rid of it, and I was picking through it, and he was just giving it to me at half price all the time. So it took me several years to pick through it all. And then I have 2 blister packs of orcs in different poses than the other ones. And again, they only cost me $7, $8 each. You get 3 in a blister pack. They're all metal. And they're different poses. So that takes care of 60 plus the blister pack ones. The other 12 I got loosely from other places. I can't remember exactly where. This one is definitely one of the ones I did not own before. I got from somebody else, because that's not my frocking job, base job. So that's one way to tell. We have the Morannon Orcs. They look like heavy infantry. These ones I have a picture of a tower on their shields. These ones have just a funny face that's supposed to represent Minas Ithil. Supposed to represent Minas Morgul. These ones are supposed to be from Barad-dûr. Others are supposed to be, I don't know, from Durthang maybe. And then a set that I got from somebody else. So currently, they also come in 12 poses. There's no archers, which is kind of strange. They should have archers too. They are supposed to be the heavy infantry, and their Morannon Orcs are supposed to be tougher, just like Gundabad Orcs are supposed to be tougher than anything else. It's totally a Peter Jackson fiction. There would have been heavy orc infantry units, but far more they'd be common orcs. Easy to maintain and proliferant. Easy to breed. But they're kind of cool. There's one that looks like Elvis. This one kind of looks like Elvis. That guy right there. And I got him. You can see I got 5 companies of this, so there's 5 Elvis figures. Now I do have 24 more that I have yet to paint, and they came from the Ruins of Asciliath box set, which is over there. And 24 of these came from the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, which is over there, that box set. And then I also got a set of 12 Morannon Orcs. So currently I have 60 on the table. And I have another 24 for 84. So I have too many of these guys, actually. There should be like a 4-to-1 ratio between common orcs and heavy infantry. In my opinion, anyway. So I'm ashamed to say I'm slacking in my painting, because I've had these other orcs for over a year and I haven't painted them yet. And then this one I got from somebody else, I think Sean. So there we have the common orcs. Then I also have a blister pack of 4 Uruks. These are metal. Again, I didn't pay full price from Fan of the Sport for these ones. These are the heavy ones. These are the ones that can stand up to the Dunedain. One of them comes in the same pose and the other two are totally different. Then I have a Orc Commander and Banner. Again, I got this from Fan of the Sport. Paid half price for this. And it's a blister pack of metal. There's only 2 for these ones, for the commanders. I also have Grishnak from Merry and Pippin. He's a Mordor Orc, so I put him with the Mordorian troops right now, instead of where he usually is. And then we have, here, we have Gothmog on his warg. I have another 2 Gothmogs to paint from the Battle of Asciliath set, but I haven't done it yet. The thing is, Peter Jackson makes Gothmog into this intelligent orc. Middle Earth role-playing, MERP, from Iron Crown, they portray Gothmog as a super intelligent Olog High troll. Some people consider him to be another ring wraith, kind of like Kamul. I'm more inclined to think that he's a black Numenorian or an Umbarian commander. But who knows? But the one from Peter Jackson movies looked pretty badass. But we couldn't move around a lot, and it was in the book you actually never meet him. He's only mentioned by name. That Gothmog sends him in for the sack of Minas Tirith after the death of the Witch King. And he sends in mostly Easterlings and men of Khand and Easterlings bearded like dwarves with wielding huge axes, and Southerns with black as trolls with red tongues and stuff like that. So that makes me think he's more of a Numenorian. So there we have the base set of all those. Alright, so now we added the other element to my Mortar Army. We have 2 Mordor war catapults. And then we have 5 trolls. Now the Mordor war catapults are pretty cool. I did a whole video about them earlier. And the first one I bought, the metal one, I bought for $10 from Fan of the Sport. It came with a catapult plus 3 orcs, orcish engineers, and a troll to load it. And the troll, I found out, had no head. So I had a headless troll. I went back to Fan of the Sport, asked the guy Marty if he had a troll head kicking around in that area. He didn't. So what he did was he gave me a figure for free. I forget which one it was. He gave me a blister pack for free. So, okay, no big deal. I'm not really worried about a missing troll head. So I wrote to Games Workshop at the time. And what they did was they sent me a brand new Mordor War Catapult for free. And this one is resin, so this isn't the cheapie. This is the good stuff. Absolutely free. So I got a troll with a head now. And I have another catapult and 3 more orcs to go with it. Pretty cool. So for my $10, this is what I got. And then later, for the Battle of Pelennor Fields box set, it came with different troll heads. So I was able to add a head to my troll, my headless troll. So now he's there. I tried to make them different colors. This guy comes from a different troll box set. And I gave him the big hammer. And the Battle of Pelennor Fields comes with a troll, and I gave this, and that was the guy, and I gave him a spear and another warhammer club. Give him a different helmet, so they all look different colors. And then for the Battle of Osgiliath, they give you another troll, and this one I made him like almost like the drummer boy. Got rid of his drums and picked up a club. So that definitely adds to the army. So this is great for playing the Battle of Osgiliath, the Siege of Minas Tirith, and the Battle of Pelennor Fields, as well as the Battle of the Black Gate. So there's 4 big battles you can use these guys with. You could also go a step further and use them for the Battle of Cara Andros, and even that ambush in Ithilien, or the army that invades Anorian as well. I also have a few more commanders. I have a Gorbag. I have 2 of him. One where he's got the mithril shirt that he takes back, and another in his war banner. And then I also have Shagrat to go with it. Or it's the other way around. It's Shagrat that survives and Gorbag that dies. I have to go back and read now. I get those 2 mixed up all the time. So you can use them as orc commanders to help add some command points, because I don't have enough commanders in this army. Though I do have all the 3 Nazgul on Fell Beast and about 5 on horseback, so they could also be used as commanders. Once I get around to painting the Morannon Orcs and the other Gothmog, it'll look really impressive. And it's a pretty good sized force to face my mighty army of Minas Tirith, which is pretty big. Add all the Easterlings, Men of Con, and Southerlings to this army, and you have an epic battle. A couple of 1,000 points for sure. So anyway, any Lord of the Rings strategy battle game fans? I know there's a lot of guys that play in the Ontario, the OSBL, the Ontario Strategy Battle League for Lord of the Rings, whatever it's called. I have them on my Facebook page. They have events every so often. I don't go to the events. I've been to maybe 2. Yeah, I've been to 2. I've been to one in Chatham and another one out in Toronto. I don't play this very enough. I play with a friend once in a while. I just don't have the time or energy for this. And I'm not gung-ho. A lot of the rules are, I find, slow down the game. But I like collecting this stuff and painting it. It looks really, really nice on the bookshelf. And I do like playing the battles, going over things. Mixing this up with MERP is one of the things I sometimes do, either with my son or a solitaire. But anyway, that's my Mordor Orc army with some trolls. Lord of the Rings guys, let me know what you guys think of this collection. And for those who actually collect Warhammer, let me know what you think in the comment section. Until next time, this has been Roman Daisel. I am out of here.